Welcome to another tutorial on thinking worlds. This one is specifically for teachers that are receiving modified files from me, reauthored in order to correct any problems that might have existed with the questions or the answers being either wrong or being ambiguous. The goal is to take away any sort of frustration from the students as they're going through this. They should learn from it, they should be challenged by it, but not frustrated by it. And so I'm going to look specifically right now at the electrical one. So as we go in here, you'll see that it has the electricity and electrical units that have been installed. Now normally, and what I want to do is I'm going to bring this over here, because what I want to do is I want to show you, if you click on My PC on your desktop, I just want to show you the spots where normally this installs to. So normally what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for Caspian Learning. And sometimes on some computers, whether it's a Windows 7, Windows 10 kind of thing, or PC or Mac, where it installs to different places. And it may also be the kind of PC that you've got, whether it's running an older operating system or a newer one. Sometimes I've found if you go into program files, you'll find Caspian Learning right in here. But with the newer computers, it tends to be in here where you find Caspian Learning. And then you click on Caspian Learning and open it up, and it will take you to a Thinking Worlds directory that has two folders in it. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second here. On mine, a very new one, I end up going to Users and My Directory, go to App Data, Local, and you'll find Caspian Learning right here. Now you're not seeing what you would normally see here because I've taken those folders out and I've placed them elsewhere. So I'm going to show you where I placed mine, and there I have reasons for doing this, but you probably don't need to do that. I've put it in my E drive for the sake of room, and because I'm doing editing in there and I don't want to mess with installing units and having them install over top of the ones that I've been altering. So here's what it's going to look like for you. You get to that Thinking Worlds folder and open it up, and you'll see that there's a Thinking Worlds folder again that has all the application files in it. So this also is where you have Thinking Worlds Player, and again, if you right click on that, the kids can create a shortcut to drag to their desktop if they've lost it or they need to do it again, or if you have moved your Thinking Worlds one to a new location, you may or may not need to create a new shortcut to that. But anyway, the one that we really are wanting to pay attention to today is the Resources folder. And in the Resources folder, so this is what imagine it would look like for you folks. Here's all your electricity stuff that's in here with an APF file as well, and I believe that that needs to be in there as well. It's here in your Resources folder that you have the bin files and the FTF files that you need to run the tasks for the unit that you're using. In this case, it's electricity. Now you'll notice that in this collection of bin and FTF files, there's some that are 2006 and there's some that are 2015. Now I've gone through all of the files and taken out the timer and changed a lot of the numbers of mistakes that are allowed to be made to increase those numbers. The idea being that what we want to do is reduce the amount of frustration that students may have going through it, make it a bit more enjoyable for them. And at the same time, I need to also go through them to look for things like the British use terms like torch instead of flashlight. And there's some other things to do with electricity that are a little bit different from the Canadian version. Having said that, I think what we'll end up doing is having two different versions, and one where the teacher can choose to use the British version, and then have the students do some research. So that could be for perhaps a challenge project, that kind of thing, where they do compare and contrast between the two, or they can do the straight Canadian one. So we have one with all of the timing and the numbers of choices taken out, but this is another selection, and what I'm doing is I'm going into the authoring tool and making some more profound changes, and then when I create those new files, I'm putting them in here. So what we will end up with is ultimately is one that has some of the questions reworded so that they're less ambiguous, some of the answers made more clear, and in some cases corrected, because the people who put these together, they weren't teachers, and hopefully going to end up with you folks having ones that will be problem free. But certainly if there are any problems or anything that you notice that you'd like that need to be changed, you can let me know and I'll do that. And also I want you to keep in mind that if there's anything that you would like to change, so in some of these, for instance, they could be greatly spiritualized, or the questions could be changed, the focus could be changed, assignments could be integrated into them. If that's what you would like to do for your grade, then all you need to do is get me that information, and I will gladly make those edits for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back into these files here. I'm going to show you that there are some that are new, really, really new. So for instance, if we look at the 29th, we've got electrical task 12 and 13. They're relatively new. And then as we go down to 21 and 22, and also another one here. Oh, we'll stick with those four. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight those four. I'm going to right click and copy those. And then what I want to do is I want to go to where I'm going to save those files. So I'm going over to a directory that I created, and it's a directory that has all the electrical files in it. And because I did this a little bit earlier, you'll see that 12 and 13 have already been updated. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go copy and paste into here. So there's the four files, and I'm replacing them in the destination. So there you go, those have been replaced. Now for those of you that are scratching your head and saying, okay, but you also need to take the FTF files over, true enough. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to these files here, and we want 12 and 13, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So there's 12 and 13. And then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So I'm now then going to copy those files. I'm going to go over to my storage area for the new ones. I'm going to right click and go, okay, I'm going to go Control Paste. And replace the files in the destination. So there we go, we've just replaced those, and you'll see that they are brand new dates now. Okay, and as you can see in here, hardly any are the 2006 anymore. They're all 2015 and late November or early December. So I'm getting this ready to share with April, who's doing it with her SE students, and also the possibility of it being with the grade 6 for electricity as well. I hope that I've made it fairly clear about what needs to happen. Once those files are all copied into your resource folder that is accompanied by your Thinking Worlds folder with all the Thinking Worlds player in it, you will be able to hit your Thinking Worlds player and play the new ones that you have copied and pasted into there. Certainly, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I would be more than glad to work with you on it. Thank you.